The Caroler at the Window, an original Christmas horror story. It started on December 23rd, just after midnight. Evan was wrapping the last of his Christmas gifts when he heard singing outside his house. Not the cheerful kind. This voice dragged every note, slow and hollow, as if the singer barely remembered what joy was supposed to sound like. Silent night, holy night. The voice was deep. Wrong. Evan froze. His neighborhood didn't do late-night caroling, and he lived at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac. Still, he looked toward the front window. Someone was standing inches from the glass. Not moving, not swaying, just staring in. The porch light hit the singer's face from below, stretching his shadow up the wall. His features didn't look arranged correctly. The eyes were too wide apart, the smile too straight, as if drawn on. Evan's breath caught. The figure lifted a hand, slow, deliberate, and knocked on the window 3 times. Tap, tap. Can I come in? It's cold. Evan backed away. He reached for his phone, but the screen was dead. He hadn't charged it. The singing started again, louder. All is calm. Evan grabbed a kitchen knife and stepped into the hallway, heart pounding. The front door's shadow stretched across the floor, and from underneath it, he saw something slide into view. 2 pale fingers, scraping the wood, searching. The knob rattled. Evan ran to the garage and hid behind stacked boxes. He tried to quiet his breathing, but the singing, it followed him. The voice was inside the walls now, echoing as if the house itself were humming. All is bright. Then, silence. It lasted so long he wondered if he had imagined everything. He finally crept back into the living room. The figure was gone. The window was open. Cold air poured in. Snowflakes blew across the floor. And in the center of the room, placed neatly where the tree skirt should have been, lay a small wrapped gift. His name was written on the tag. Hands shaking, he unwrapped it. Inside the box was a photo, taken from outside through the window, of himself asleep in bed. Except he was smiling in the photo, a long, unnatural smile he had never made in his life. Beneath it, a note, practice your carols. I'll be back tomorrow night. Christmas Eve is when we sing together. The house lights flickered. The singing started again. From directly behind him, Evan turned. And this time, the mouth was moving. Emily didn't sleep after what happened the night before. How could she? Every time she closed her eyes, she saw it again. That pale figure standing among the ornaments, its face pressed against the fogged window, watching her with those awful sunken eyes. Her parents told her it was just a nightmare, a shadow, a trick of the light. But Emily knew what she saw. By nightfall, the snowstorm returned, thicker and heavier, burying the small town under a silence too heavy to feel natural. The Christmas tree lights flickered in the living room, the fireplace crackled weakly, and the house felt colder than any winter she remembered. Her parents had gone to bed early. She was alone again with the tree. The same humming noise began, a soft vibration, coming from the attic this time. Then something else. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, dragging across the ceiling. Emily backed away until her shoulders touched the Christmas tree. The ornaments trembled, but she wasn't touching them. She held her breath. Another step, and another, then a knock. Not from the front door, from inside the attic. 3 slow knocks. Emily swallowed. "Who's there?" a voice answered. "Not like the one last night." This one was quiet, raw, as if spoken through a torn throat. "Emily, you forgot me." Her blood went cold. She didn't recognize the voice, but it said her name like it had known her forever. The attic door creaked open on its own. Just a narrow crack, but enough for the darkness to spill out and touch the hallway. And then she heard it, small hands pattering down the attic stairs. Emily ran to her parents' bedroom, locked the door, shook them awake. But when they finally turned on the light, everything was silent again. The hallway empty, the attic door closed. Her parents were irritated, exhausted, convinced she was imagining everything. They tucked her between them to sleep. For a moment, Emily felt safe. Until, from the foot of the bed, under the covers, came that same raspy whisper. "I'm already inside." Her father jolted awake, sitting up. "Who's talking?" Emily screamed. Before they could react, all three of them heard a new sound from the living room. The Christmas tree was singing, humming, like a lullaby. They crept down the hallway. The tree's lights blinked in a slow, unnatural sequence. The ornaments shook. The star on top flickered like a dying candle. Something was moving inside the tree. Branches bent outward. Bulbs fell and shattered across the floor. Oh my God. You promised you'd never forget me. A young Emily, maybe 5 years old, smiling beside a small pale boy wearing a red scarf. He had no name written on the back. Only one sentence. "Don't leave me outside again." Soft, broken sob. Because suddenly, deep in her memory, she remembered a little boy crying outside her house on Christmas Eve many years ago. Lost, cold, begging to come inside. She remembered telling him to wait while she got her parents. But when she came back, the boy was gone. He had died somewhere in the storm. Forgotten, left outside, and now he was here to finish his Christmas visit. The lights in the house blew out. The last thing they saw before darkness swallowed the room was the boy stepping forward, arms open, whispering, "I'm home." Snow kept falling in thick, muffled sheets as Emma staggered toward the old church, clutching the music box tight against her chest. Behind her, the soft footsteps continued, light, almost playful, as if a child were skipping through the snow. But Emma knew better. The thing behind her was not a child, and it was no longer pretending to be. The whispers grew louder. "Emma, you started the song. Now you must finish it." The church door yawned open on its own, groaning like a dying animal. Inside, the candles lit themselves, flickering to life one by one, illuminating the altar and the choir of children. But they weren't alive. Dozens of pale figures stood in rows, their mouths open in silent screams, eyes glazed with frost. Emma recognized them from the old newspaper clippings, the missing children from the blizzard of 1964. Trapped, waiting, frozen in the moment they sang the cursed carol. "Died to you. What do you want from me?" "For you to finish the song." The children stepped forward in unison, their mouths open. The church filled with a low humming, a broken melody, off-key and trembling. Emma felt something inside her chest tightening, like invisible strings wrapping around her ribs. The humming grew louder, louder, until the entire church vibrated. Realizing the truth, Emma lifted the music box lid. The melody restarted, piercing the air with a metallic, distorted version of the carol. "You awakened us," she whispered. Now you must free us. Before Emma could speak, the candles extinguished all at once. Everything fell into darkness. Return what was taken. Give voice to our pain. Finish what began. And free us again. And free us again. Emma stumbled backward as dozens of ghostly hands reached toward her. They weren't attacking. They were showing her something. Flashes of the past slammed into her mind. The storm. The choir trapped in the church. The door frozen shut. The music box playing the final carol as their breath left them one by one. I'm sorry. I didn't know. It must be sung once more by someone living. Only then can we rest. The moment Emma's voice carried through the dark, the children joined her, not screaming, not begging, but singing for the first time in decades there. Voices clear and heartbreakingly soft. The church brightened with a pale silver glow as the final note echoed through the rafters. Then, silence. A warm silence. The children faded like snow blown by wind, their faces peaceful for the first time. One by one, they disappeared, leaving only the girl in the red dress. Emma collapsed, gasping, the music box slipping from her hands. It cracked when it hit the floor, and the melody stopped forever. Outside, the storm broke. The sky cleared. The town lights flickered back on. Emma walked out of the church as morning sunlight touched the snow. She survived. But when she reached home, she found something waiting on her doorstep. A small wrapped present, tied with a red ribbon. Inside was a new music box and a note, in case someone forgets the song.